every like year there's like an AI scare in the digital marketing community, and then everybody's like, oh, this is it, it's finally happening, we're going to the whatever, and all the writers, all the copywriters are toast, and then it doesn't seem to happen. But I'm curious, like with ChatGPT, I think it's called, and I have not used this yet, I've just seen it on Twitter a lot. Like, I want to get Mike's thoughts on this.
So I haven't played with ChatGPT. I haven't done a ton with AI in terms of copywriting. I am interested in it. I think the way that I'm seeing it used currently, sort of in like the online marketing circles that I run in, is that people are using it for like volume of content. Right. So it's not necessarily being used really well at this point for like direct response copywriting. So like you're at this point, I don't think you're going to see ChatGPT write like a really convincing sales letter. You're not going to see it write super convincing sales emails or Facebook ads or anything like that. I think at this point, I think it's a good tool for like content generation if what you're going for is volume as opposed to maybe like the highest quality content. And I think it's a good tool for like idea generation. So I was actually talking to a friend last night who's a musician, and he's working on an album, and he was like, yeah, I was using AI tools to like generate some lyrics and like spark some new ideas. And so I think that concept can apply to the world of copywriting and marketing too. So like at this point, I don't think, unless you're like, unless you're sort of a content mill type writer where you're just like spitting out tons of volume without focusing too much on the quality, I don't think AI is going to replace your job at this point. I think eventually maybe, but yeah, right now I'm seeing for idea generation and volume.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, that's interesting. I don't actually know how I feel about it, because it's like, it is clearly getting more advanced. I just have no idea when it comes to like, we talk about email campaigns and like what we're going to send, and like, how does it get this? How could you implement the strategy part of it and kind of the nuance and the storytelling? Like, can it get that advanced? And I have no idea. But it's like describing what it looks like. It's like, there's a lot to it. And it's way more advanced this time around from what I've seen it spit out than any other time I've seen. So does it just keep exponentially getting better, or does it just always never hit that human element?
It's a great question. And I mean, I think like if it gets to the point where it can do big picture strategy, then like, I mean, I don't think it's just copywriters that have to worry about their jobs. I think it's a lot of other people in the economy too, right? Like if it gets to that level. So sort of the way that I'm like viewing my role as a copywriter right now, like with AI and these things coming out, is that like, that just means that I can't only be doing lower level stuff. I have to be thinking strategy. I have to be thinking like, how can I be more of a consultant to clients who does copy, and where like copy is part of the service that I provide, but I'm not just an order taker who's spitting out words, right? Like I'm sort of like a trusted advisor who's doing the strategy as well.
Well, even if you are just providing copy, copywriters aren't just writing. They're researching, they're coming up with ideas. There is the strategy element. Like you have to understand the numbers, like there's so much more to it. Because I mean, if you're just writing without researching as a copywriter, then you're not a great copywriter, right? Like to me, that element is, I just don't see that being replaced, right? Because a lot of times copywriters come in and they're able to, even if they know nothing about the audience, they know nothing about the niche, they know how to research, and they are able to uncover and understand the customer better than the owner of the business does in a lot of times. And so I don't see that anytime in the near future being replaced by AI or automation, whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot more to it than just like putting words on the page. There's sort of like an intuitive aspect of it as well. And being able to research and figuring out like how to connect what you're selling with what the audience is actually looking for. So yeah, there's a lot to copywriting, and there's a lot at this point that I don't believe that AI can do.
Well, and what about voice, right? Like we have a lot of discussions about voice, especially with there being two of us in the business and you, and like, you know, we have conversations around like, well, I wouldn't say it that way. Like here's, you know, and like I don't know how you would teach that to a computer.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I think voices, and this is something that Chris Orzakowski, I think, did, and because he's done some videos and some stuff with like AI and ChatGPT, and I think that's one of the things. Even Laura Belgray, if you guys are familiar with her, she did a video or something on it, and basically like the copy that it spits out, or at least that I've seen it do, is not very voicey, so to speak. Sure. Like it's kind of boring. So yeah, that part of it isn't there yet either.